Guys, today we're gonna be doing a long overdue video and we're gonna be testing the Opal ring to see if it works. Aragon did this test when it first released. He said it was working, but it doesn't seem like to be working. I see some people also complaining on the feedback on the bug section on the Discord. It doesn't seem to be working. I did some tests here. It doesn't seem to be working, or it's very strange. I'm gonna try two approaches here. I'm gonna be smart about it because I'm on PlayStation. I don't have the combat tracker, so we gotta be smart about it. I have a build here to not have any fluctuation on the stats to do the math if needed. We're gonna do the math, but the bard is, we're gonna start with the bard. We're gonna do with the other classes as well. I'm not gonna try every single power, but we're gonna try the most important power with every class. The bard is the hardest one because we do have two things that we have to pay attention here, which is the boom that's gonna happen for all the classes, which is the blast advantage. We're gonna get 6% power, so dependent, we gotta pay attention because if we proc this may change the value and mess up the test. So you got to be aware of that. And the other thing that happens with the bard is that we have the critical tuning in truly expired. But regarding this here, I did the test before the video, and even though it's saying that after you play a song you get the buff, if you start with the carol, you get the buff already. So I just have to play the carol and I'll get the buff. And we will consider that when we do the calculation. So I play the carol, I get 10% critical severity and 10% healing bonus within the same carol. I don't have to play it again. And just if you're curious, that doesn't work. The Sforzando, we do have to play the song again to get the buff. But we're gonna talk about that when I release the build review from the bard. So we're gonna start with the tester now. It has been said that the Opal ring, even though it's not written in the tooltip here, it has been said that we need 3 or more targets to have this bonus. So we're gonna try with 1, and we're gonna try with all the 4 ghosts to see if we see a different number. If we see any increase, it's gonna be fine. If we don't see any, we're gonna do the math to see if it checks out. So with one guy here, it's actually going to be 2 because it counts me as well. I actually changed my companion so we don't get him to count it as well because we don't heal the augments. So we're going to start with the rejuvenated carol here. We got 91.2k. I'm going to summon all the ghosts as well. Hopefully we don't proc the advantage. I don't see it proccing. I'm gonna cast it again. Hopefully a crit. We got 91.2k again. So we don't see a change in value. So it's not increasing. So one possibility might be that maybe it does not require the 3 targets that has been said. Maybe it just works for multi-target heals. So for that, as I said, I'm on PlayStation. I have to do the math, and to do the heal, the calculation of heals. I don't know if you guys know. I'll put in the description, and I'm gonna try to put in the screen if I can. But I'm gonna say it here. I'm gonna do in the calculator here. I'm gonna tell you what I do. So the first thing we do is we grab the damage. We multiply by the power, the magnitude of the power, which is rejuvenated carol, 200 divided by 100. So we're gonna multiply the damage by 2. We're gonna start multiplying now by the multipliers that we have. We have a multiplier for power. We do have a multiplier for critical severity. We do have a multiplier for outgoing healing and incoming healing for the target, of course. So power-wise, we do 70.6, so the multiplier is going to be 1 plus that. So 1 plus 70.6 is 1.706. And you go for the critical severity. The critical severity is a little different because it's divided by 2. So it's 1 plus the critical severity, 75.5, divided by 2. Now we multiply that. It's not actually 75.5. Remember that we got the 10% here from the critical tuning. I'm gonna actually play against, just so you guys can see. I can play any song here. We get 85.5. So that's the number we're gonna use. So 85.5 divided by 2, 1 plus 85.5 divided by 2. That's the multiplier for the critical severity. We don't use the multiplier from the critical strike because we're not looking at the average number. We're looking for the critical hit, so we don't need that. And we use the critical. Incoming healing is the incoming healing of the target. The target is the ghost, and this ghost in this room has 0% incoming healing, so we don't have a multiplier for incoming healing here. And outgoing healing, guys, we do 77 here, 77% outgoing healing. However, it's not actually 77% because we got 2% from here, which is the Mastercraft and Weapons. You see, this does not add to the stats on the page, but it adds up to the outgoing healing. It goes above the cap as well. And we get the 10% buff from the truly inspired as well. It goes above the cap as well, just if you want to know. So we actually got 77 plus 2 plus 10, that's 89. So the multiplier for outgoing healing is 91, it's 1.89. If we multiply all that, I'm gonna put on the description as well. We're gonna try to put it in the screen. It gets the exact value that we see, not exact value that we see in game, but very close. We got 91.235k healing. If you look at the numbers here, we actually got 91.204. It's very similar. It's not the exact number because we do have some rounding ups here in the stats page, so we're gonna have some errors anyway. But the point has been made. If the Opal ring were working, we would get plus 7% on the outgoing healing as well. So the multiplier of the outgoing healing wouldn't be 1.89, it would be 1.96, and we would get 94k heals, and we don't get. So it's not working with the Bard. It's not working with the Rejuvenated Carol. I'm not gonna try the others because I actually tried a bit with the sheltering loot, and it's not working as well. So we're gonna move up to the Paladin next, or the other healers, to see if it works with them. Checking with the Paladin here, and I was checking here before clip it, and it seems that it's not working. And not only that, the Divine Shelter, which is the one I was going to test it, it does not have the right magnitude. It doesn't have the magnitude it says it has. It has a lower one. That's what seems to be happening. Unless I'm missing something here, but I don't think so. So let's try to see if we have a different number. Let's see if I don't have the rest bonus here. Let's get the rest bonus here. Wait a minute here. Well rested. Yeah, okay. So with one target we get 102.8. Yeah. Four targets, we got 102.8. So again, we don't see any difference. We don't see any higher number. We should be seeing higher. But if we check the math, it's not working as well. The math, it's giving a higher number. If we do the math here, we have the damage 8,417. The power, the magnitude is 360 divided by 100, so 3.6. We have the power, so 1.596, and the critical severity, it's gonna be 1 plus
59.8% divided by 2. And outgoing healing will be 76.5 plus 2 from Mastercraft, so 78.5 plus 1. So we have 1.75 as a multiplier. The incoming healer again is 0 for the thing, and if you do the math, the calculator shows us 112, so the difference is quite high. That's why I actually test the bond of virtue as well, because if we do the bond of virtue here and change, the only thing it's going to change, it's going to be the magnitude. Instead of 360, it's going to be 300. So we're going to do that. The single target, the math checks out. So we got around 93K. The math, it's 93.4K. So it's almost the same. I'm going to do the 4 as well. Why not? So the highest number was 93.432. So it's not increasing anything, guys. The open ring is not working with the divine shelter. It's not working with the bond of virtue. And it probably won't. I cannot test the divine touch here. I don't really use the divine touch, to be fair, most of the time. I just stick with divine shelter, but I cannot test it here because it doesn't work with the ghosts. So yeah, there's that. So I'm gonna try the Cleric next. So we're here with the Cleric. So we're gonna check the math first, guys. But we're gonna do the same things. So we're gonna do with one guy and see the math here. It's 8,377 times the magnitude. I'm gonna check the initial heal of the healing word and the heal over time. So 450, the difference is 50%. 450 and 300. Gonna do 450 first. So 4.5 is the multiplier. The tower is 1.541 times 1 plus 0.654 divided by 2 times 90% plus 2 from the Mastercraft. So this is going to be a check of the Mastercraft as well. So it goes above the cap. And it's easy to do that with the Cleric because of the feat, the class feature of the exalted stuff, the overflowing spirits. So the multiplier for the outgoing healer will be 1.92. So we should see an initial heal of 148k, and the heal over time, it's gonna be 98.6. So 148 and 98. Do the math. Oh, it was a little high. Why? Did it? 148k. I see. I don't understand. Be careful because it's going to be healing me. Critical hit is 98,652, as I said. 98k. Well, let's see if it differs. If we have more people. Let's wait here a little bit. Don't have blast advantage on. We're gonna see if we have initial heal higher than 148 and heal over time higher than 98.6. So the 111 was not a crit. Oh, 98.6, as I said, doesn't change. Neither the initial heal, neither the heal over time. So it doesn't work with the Cleric either. But I want to bring, as I said, I've done a video before showing the benediction here on the ring on the Cleric. And if you guys look at the power, guys, I'm proccing the benediction here ring regardless of how many people I'm hitting. And the power of the benediction says, if you cast a healing AoE, which is the healing word, so we can confirm that healing word with the initial heal and the heal over time is, not even the heal over time, but the initial heal is multi-target heal. We can confirm it is, but we can also confirm that if this ring is proccing, we are not hitting more than one target. So I don't know what's going on. So just have that information in mind. Same thing goes for the Warlock as well. The ring works for the Warlock of the Cleric Embrace. But again, the healing word, the Opal ring is not working with the healing word, unfortunately. We're going to move on to the Warlock. So guys, last but not least, we're going to try the Warlock. We're going to try to do something different here. Just if you guys are curious, we're going to do the Solarium backblade. It has more effects and see how the math works for this. So we have the bonus for the healing here is exactly that Mastercraft. It goes above the cap. We do have the first bonus there if you read. Deal or heal up to 5.5 additional damage based on the difference to hit points in percentage between the player and the target. So depending on the difference between my HP and the person that I'm healing, I'm going to get a bonus up to 5.5%. That's what it is. I'm going to do the math first with the Vampiric Embrace. The Vampiric Embrace is 600k, 600 magnitude, so the multiplier is 6. We do the math here, and the damage is 8,412. The bonus, the power is 1.528. The critical severity is 1 plus 0.636 divided by 2. And the outgoing healing bonus, it's going to be the new thing. So we're going to get 1 plus 79 as usual. We're going to get 6% extra from the weapon. And because the target's half health, I get half the bonus of the weapon, which is 5.5 divided by 2. If you do the math, you're going to see that I should be healing the target when I do a critical hit for 190k.8. So let's see if that happens. Yeah, it happens. It checks out. So we got the test going with one target. We got 190.8. Let's see if I don't have the blessing advantage up. I don't have it. Let's try multiple targets. Boom, it's the same value. So you already knew this, right? It's not working. The open ring is not working. There's only one possibility that I might not be taking into account here, is that perhaps this ring does not work with the allies. It does not count the allies. It only counts the people in your group. That's the only possible thing that could be ruining this test here. Yeah, I cannot test that. I cannot bring people to the training room with me. So yeah, I cannot test that. I would have to do that mid-dungeon, mid-trial, and this would be a nightmare. I cannot do it on a PlayStation. So the open ring doesn't seem to be working. From my testings, that's the only possible way. The only possible thing that I could be missing here is that the fact that it doesn't work with allies here in the training room. It doesn't count the allies. It only counts the group members. So if I have 3 or more group members, I would be able to use the open ring. But it doesn't seem to be the case. So use it at your own risk. We do have another option to place instead of the open ring now, which should facilitate the build a little bit. We could use the dominance ring, which would give us another 5% outgoing healing instead, and we can change things around the companions to fit that out and use more stuff and reduce the consumables that we use. So use it at your own risk. If you've been following my builds, I do use this, but you don't have to worry. You're going to be capping the stats anyway. So if it does work, you are using. Yeah, first that. With that information, guys, I'm going to let you guys decide what you do. So take care, guys. See you next time.